Hi everybody, this is On Air, my Beatles collection. Today is part 3 of my series of VJ albums. So these are US albums on the VJ label. All of them are from 1964. VJ lost their rights to put out Beatles records in late 1964. So they tried every which way they could to exploit what they had. Today, we're going to talk about this one. This is Jolly What? The Beatles and Frank Ifield. So this one, unlike some of the other VJ releases, is not just another pressing of Introducing the Beatles. In a couple of the other releases, you get, for example, the Beatles Songs, Pictures, and Stories album, and, the cover is a unique cover, but you get inside there and it's just another copy of Introducing the Beatles. You get the Beatles versus the Four Seasons, which I showed in my previous video, and you go inside there and you get a copy of the Four Seasons Golden Hits, and you get a copy of Introducing the Beatles. So if you have those 3 albums, you have Introducing the Beatles, including if you have the actual Introducing the Beatles album. But this one is different because this one has songs from Introducing the Beatles and also songs by Frank Ifield, but it's not the actual Introducing the Beatles album. So this is the cover. I actually have more than one copy of this. I'll show you both. I keep it in a polyline sleeve. This one does not have the original VJ sleeve. This was in pretty good shape. Let's see. It says the Beatles and Frank Ifield on stage. Of course, the Beatles are not on stage. This is not a live album. This is songs from Introducing the Beatles, again, but, they tried to make it look like it was something different, which it is not. Okay, so that's one. Here's another copy. Take that out for you. This one's a bit plainer than that first one. This was an upgrade, but again, no VJ sleeve. Here's that record. As you can see, it has a nice shine to it. So the tracks here are Please Please Me and From Me to You and Thank You Girl and Ask Me Why. That's it. Those are the only Beatles songs on this record. And again, they were all on Introducing the Beatles. Now, this album is also famous for its other cover. Didn't use the Jolly What name. It's just the Beatles and Frank Ifield. Now, this is a replica cover. I want to be clear about that. This is not an original, authentic cover. It's made to look like one. It's a little less glossy than the official one. This one came with no record at all. It's just a replica. This particular cover, if it were original, is worth many thousands of dollars, particularly if it was in this kind of condition. This is a near mint cover with no record. But I thought I'd show it to you anyway, because this is, again, the same songs in the same sequence, the same album, but with this so-called portrait cover, as it's referred to in collective circles, a portrait cover. And there's no Jolly What in the title. It's just the Beatles and Frank Ifield. But if you see one, and you can verify its authenticity, it's pretty valuable in almost any decent condition from, I would say, from VG on up. You know, if it's really beat up, well, then it's probably not worth a whole lot. But if you find one with this portrait cover, get it checked out and take good care of it, because it's worth a lot of money if you do. I found that out much too late to get involved from a collector's point of view. And you know, I saw one recently that actually sold on eBay for $8,000. Now I've seen them go for a lot less. I've seen them go for $1,000. I've seen them go for, you know, everywhere in between. I haven't seen one in good shape go for less than $1,000 in a long, long time. So you know, if you see one, you might want to check it out. Anyway, that's the Beatles and Frank Ifield. Again, there's nothing special about the music, but the availability of the record in good shape, like this one, puts this currently well over $100 in value. You know, you'll see some on eBay and elsewhere from, I would say, from 50 to, I don't know, 200 or 300, depending upon condition. This one I would grade at a very strong VG plus, maybe a plus plus. It's got no dinged up corners, but you got a little bit like that, you know, a little bit of color missing there. This is pretty much the same. This corner, not beat up, but just missing some color there. No seam splits at all. This is a very good cover. You know, the back is still white. It's got, you know, a little bit of discoloration, you might say, but this is a nice copy. And of course, that record, I've already put it back in the plastic sleeve, but that record is in great shape too. So that's a VJ, Beatles and Frank Ifield, Jolly What, and also a replica of the portrait cover for the same. I'll be continuing this series with a few more great titles. The next one up, let's see, the next one up is going to be an official Songs, Pictures, and Stories of the Beatles album. And I'll show you a couple of those. One in mono, one in stereo, and one has the concert band across it, which I'll show you when we do that video. So that'll be next up after this in a few days. So that's it for today of part 3 of my series VJ Beatles albums. Take care. Thanks.